The Egyptian Dynasty. Here's a comprehensive overview of the Egyptian dynasty, covering its origin, most popular kings and pharaohs, monuments, historical legacy, gods and tombs. Let's start talking about Number 1. Origin of the Egyptian dynasty. Ancient Egypt's dynastic period began around 3100 BCE when King Narmer, also known as Menes, unified Upper and Lower Egypt into a single kingdom. This marked the start of the First Dynasty and the early dynastic period. Over the next 3 millennia, Egypt was ruled by a series of 31 dynasties, broadly divided into Old Kingdom, circa 2686 to 2181 BCE, Middle Kingdom, circa 2055 to 1650 BCE, New Kingdom, circa 1550 to 1077 BCE, followed by late periods and foreign rule, Persians, Greeks, Romans. Number 2. Let's talk about the popular kings and pharaohs. Old Kingdom. Djoser commissioned the first step pyramid. Khufu, Cheops, built the Great Pyramid of Giza. Sneferu constructed multiple pyramids, including the Bent Pyramid. Middle Kingdom. Mentuhotep II reunified Egypt and started the Middle Kingdom. Amenemhat III expanded trade and built the Hojara Pyramid. New Kingdom. Hatshepsut, one of the most successful female pharaohs. Thutmose III, military genius, expanded Egypt's empire. Amenhotep III reigned during Egypt's peak in art and diplomacy. Akhenaten introduced monotheism centered on Aten. Tutankhamun, King Tut, famous for his intact tomb discovery. Ramses II, Ramses the Great, renowned for military campaigns and monumental building. Number 3. Why don't we talk about monuments? Pyramids of Giza, tombs of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. The Great Sphinx, guardian statue of Giza Plateau. Karnak Temple Complex, massive religious site in Thebes, Luxor. Luxor Temple, ceremonial site for Theban triad. Abu Simbel, twin temples built by Ramses II. Valley of the Kings, burial site of many New Kingdom pharaohs. Temple of Hatshepsut, mortuary temple in Deir el-Bahri. Number 4. Now let's talk about legacy. Ancient Egypt left a profound legacy in architecture, mastery in stone construction, temples, pyramids. Writing, invention of hieroglyphs. Mathematics and astronomy, developed calendar systems and geometry. Medicine, surgical techniques and herbal remedies. Art and religion, influenced Mediterranean and African cultures. The civilization's influence extended to Greece and Rome, especially in science, religion, and philosophy. Number 5. Let's try to learn about the gods and religion. Major deities. Ra, sun god and creator. Osiris, god of the afterlife and resurrection. Isis, goddess of magic and motherhood. Horus, sky god and symbol of kingship. Anubis, god of mummification and the dead. Thoth, god of wisdom and writing. Set, Seth, god of chaos and storms. Ammonius, chief deity in Thebes, merged with Ra as Ammonius Ra. Religion was polytheistic, deeply integrated into daily life, governance, and kingship. Number 6. Let's try to learn about the tombs. Pyramids, Old Kingdom royal tombs, notably at Giza. Rock-cut tombs, common in Middle and New Kingdoms. Valley of the Kings, burial ground for New Kingdom pharaohs including Tutankhamun. Mastabas, rectangular tombs used before pyramids. Mummification, preserved the body for the afterlife. Tombs were elaborately decorated with texts, spells, like the Book of the Dead, and grave goods to ensure a safe passage to the afterlife. Let's continue with deeper insights into ancient Egypt's cultural practices, art and architecture, military and expansion, decline and foreign rule, modern rediscovery and influence. Number 7. Cultural practices, daily life. Most Egyptians were farmers, craftsmen, or laborers. Society was hierarchical, with the pharaoh at the top, followed by nobles, scribes, artisans, and peasants. Education was reserved mainly for scribes and priests. Women had rights such as owning property, initiating divorce, and engaging in business. Writing used hieroglyphs for religious and monumental inscriptions. Hieratic, cursive script, was used for everyday writing. Later developed demotic script during the late period. Food and clothing. Diet included bread, beer, onions, fish, and fruits. Linen was the standard material for clothing. Both men and women used cosmetics, perfumes, and jewelry. Number 8. Art and architecture. Characteristics of Egyptian art. Symbolic and consistent, aimed at order and permanence. Human figures were shown with heads and legs in profile, torsos facing front. Used colors symbolically, e.g., green for fertility, red for chaos. Architectural innovations. Pyramids and temples showcased Egypt's engineering prowess. Massive use of stone, colonnades, and obelisks. Use of aligned structures with celestial bodies, sun, stars. Number 9. Military and expansion. During the New Kingdom, Egypt became a major military power. Key events. Thutmose III expanded into Nubia and the Levant. Ramses II fought in the Battle of Kadesh against the Hittites. The empire extended from Nubia, Sudan, to modern-day Syria. Military features. Use of chariots, composite bows, and organized infantry. Strong naval forces for transport and warfare. Number 10. Decline and foreign rule. After the New Kingdom, Egypt faced internal strife and foreign invasions. Timeline of decline. Third Intermediate Period, c. 1077 to 664 BCE. Political fragmentation. Late Period, 664 to 332 BCE. Brief revivals under native rulers. Conquest by the Persians in 525 BCE. Alexander the Great took Egypt in 332 BCE, starting the Ptolemaic dynasty. Cleopatra VII, the last pharaoh, ruled until Egypt became a Roman province in 30 BCE. Number 11. Modern rediscovery and influence. Rediscovery. The Rosetta Stone, discovered in 1799, helped decipher hieroglyphs. 19th and 20th century excavations revealed tombs, temples, and mummies. Famous discoveries. Tutankhamun's tomb, 1922, by Howard Carter, yielded treasures untouched by looters. Ongoing digs continue to uncover lost cities and artifacts. Influence on modern culture. Inspired art, architecture, and literature, neoclassicism, Egyptomania. Integral to film, fashion, and pop culture. A source of national pride and identity for modern Egyptians. Number 12. Summary of Egypt's enduring legacy. Ancient Egypt's dynasties forged one of the world's most influential civilizations. Mastery in science, religion, and governance. Profound understanding of death, eternity, and the cosmos. Rich contributions to world heritage, architecture, and myth. From the pyramids and temples to myths and gods, Egypt remains a timeless symbol of human achievement and mystery. Certainly. Let's continue with additional aspects of ancient Egypt's civilization that further illustrate its complexity and global significance. Number 13. Science, medicine, and technology. Astronomy and calendars. Egyptians observed the stars and sun to develop a 365-day calendar, primarily for agricultural and religious purposes. The rising of the star Sirius, Sopdet, was used to predict the annual flooding of the Nile. Mathematics. Used arithmetic and geometry for land measurement, architecture, and tax assessments. Employed early forms of fractions, basic algebra, and engineering principles. Medicine. Egyptian doctors practiced advanced medicine for their time. Treatments included surgery, setting broken bones, and use of herbal remedies. Medical papyri like the Ebers Papyrus and Edwin Smith Papyrus detail diagnoses and treatments. Technology and tools. Innovations in irrigation, plowing, and stone cutting. Built monumental structures using simple machines, levers, and ramps. Number 14. Language and literature. Writing systems. Hieroglyphs, formal writing for religious and royal inscriptions. Hieratic, cursive script for administrative and daily use. Demotic, simplified form used in the late period. Literature and texts. Religious texts, pyramid texts, coffin texts, Book of the Dead. Wisdom literature, instructional texts such as the Maxims of Tahotep. Myths and stories, tales of gods, creation, and morality, e.g., the Osiris myth. Historical records, royal decrees, annals, and temple inscriptions. Number 15. Religion and afterlife beliefs. Egyptians had an elaborate belief system focused on the afterlife. Concept of the afterlife. Life after death was a central tenet. The soul, Ak, needed the body and rituals to survive. The journey to the afterlife was perilous and guided by texts like the Book of the Dead. Funerary practices. Mummification preserved the body for eternity. Tombs were stocked with food, treasures, amulets, and statues for use in the next life. Pharaohs were often buried with elaborate rituals, sacred texts, and curses to deter thieves. Judgment and Ma'at. The dead faced judgment by Osiris in the Hall of Ma'at. Their heart was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, truth and justice. If it was lighter, they passed to paradise; if heavier, it was devoured by the monster Ammit. Number 16. Trade and economy. Trade networks. Egypt traded with Nubia, Levant, Mesopotamia, and later the Aegean world. Exchanged gold, papyrus, grain, and linen for cedar wood, copper, ivory, and incense. Economic activities. Economy was based on agriculture, especially grain production from the Nile's fertile floodplains. Barter system was commonly used before the introduction of coinage under foreign rulers. Number 17. Women in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egyptian women had more rights compared to many other ancient civilizations. Could own property, inherit, divorce, and engage in business. Some became high priestesses, scribes, and even pharaohs, e.g., Hatshepsut, Cleopatra. Worship of powerful goddesses like Isis, Hathor, and Sekhmet reflected the value of female divinity. Number 18. Artisans and laborers. Role of workers. Skilled laborers built pyramids, temples, and tombs, not slaves, as commonly misperceived. Workers were often housed in organized communities, such as the village of Deir el-Medina. Artisan crafts. Pottery, jewelry, sculptures, and textiles were made with both utility and aesthetics in mind. Artisans depicted both daily life and spiritual themes in tomb paintings and reliefs. Number 19. Influence on later civilizations. The Greeks, particularly philosophers like Plato and Pythagoras, admired Egyptian wisdom. Roman emperors built temples in Egypt and embraced Isis worship. Elements of Egyptian art and symbolism influenced Christian and Islamic art in the region. Number 20. Tourism and preservation today. Modern significance. Ancient Egypt is a major source of archaeological study and global tourism. Cities like Luxor, Cairo, and Aswan are gateways to ancient marvels. Preservation efforts. Organizations like UNESCO and the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities protect endangered sites. The Grand Egyptian Museum, GM, near Giza, once fully opened, will be one of the largest archaeological museums in the world. Why ancient Egypt still matters. Ancient Egypt continues to fascinate because it represents a powerful blend of enduring mystery, so much remains undiscovered or misunderstood. Innovative brilliance, in architecture, writing, medicine, and governance. Spiritual depth, a complex worldview rich in meaning and symbolism. Universal influence, its impact touches every continent and culture. The civilization's ability to endure, both physically through its monuments and culturally through its influence, makes it one of the most important pillars in the story of humanity. Conclusion: the timeless civilization. From the unification of the Nile Valley to the grandeur of the pyramids, from golden tombs to epic myths, ancient Egypt was a beacon of innovation, spirituality, and human achievement. Its pharaohs ruled for millennia, its scribes recorded its wisdom, and its priests guarded its sacred temples. The stones of Egypt still speak, telling tales of a people who honored their gods, studied the stars, and built monuments to eternity. To study ancient Egypt is to look into the mirror of civilization itself, and see our own fascination with power, beauty, life, and death reflected back in golden light.